when you're welding a secondary pipe and your fishing rod won't lift because of undercut on the upper side. Solving this problem is actually quite simple. Today, I'll share 2 tips with you. Pay close attention. First, you need to understand whether the undercut and bulging on the upper side are due to insufficient wire addition, causing the rod to not lift, or because the molten iron is sagging. These are 2 completely different issues. If you confuse these 2 issues, you definitely won't be able to lift it properly. First, what does adding wire mean? How much wire should we add? The correct addition amount is to place the welding wire slightly above the middle of the weld bead. When you're moving the welding rod upwards, remember not to swing it to the top and stop before adding more wire. If you use a needle tip swish to stop at the weld bead, your wire. If you try to add more wire, you'll find that the wire is stuck and won't go in. What to do then? That's because your method is wrong. You don't understand. If you swing the wire to the top edge and stop, and then try to add more wire, you'll find that it won't go in. So how should you add wire? Let's look closely. When my wire tip swings to the halfway point of the weld bead, what shape is my wire tip? It's actually a small, scattered shape. This is my wire tip. My wire tip is scattered, see? If you let your wire tip swing to the top edge and stop, and then try to add more wire, you'll find that the wire has already been moved past the weld bead, and you can't add more wire. This is a major reason why you can't add wire. So how do you add wire? The smoothness of wire addition is crucial. Look closely, my friend. When I swing the tip of my welding torch to the middle of the weld, my arc no longer needs to melt the wire. At this point, you need to prepare to add wire. As you bring the wire upwards, this process involves adding it inwards. You'll find it easy to add it in. When your seamless swing reaches the previous clear flow, the wire addition is already complete. It's not about stopping at the top and then adding more. That would be too late. That's the first correct way to add wire. Now, the second reason, as some students have asked, is why do I still get bulges next time? Let me share another little trick. When you're swinging, don't let the welding torch swing straight up and down. This way, you'll find that the solder joints tend to sag more when soldering downwards. So, when soldering upwards, use less solder. When soldering downwards, use more solder. This creates a zigzag pattern in the solder pool, preventing bulging on the lower side. Combined with the humidifying effect of the coloring process and the anti-bulging measures, it's difficult to have a bad solder joint. Next, we'll demonstrate a high absorption solder joint. Adjust the current to 150-160 ohms. Don't set it too low, or you'll find the pattern becomes very messy. If you've read this far, please like and follow.